In my view, this reeks of a need to change the exchange rate for the Iraqi dinar, or they would have already done it. If they're going to an international state, they should have already done it by now. If it was going to stay the same exchange rate, everybody that's been involved with the dinar should ask, well, they've been at 1,310 for a year or more, why haven't you done it yet? That's because they're looking for an exchange rate change, because that's what's going to happen. The House of Representatives completes the second reading of the draft amendment to the budget law. Quote, the Council of Representatives concluded, in its session today, Monday, the second reading report and discussion of the draft law of the first amendment to the Federal General Budget Law of the Republic of Iraq for the fiscal years 2023 to 2024, 2025, No. 13, of 2023. Everything is moving extremely fast. When we reach this 1,000 to 1, you know how quickly they can lift those 3 zeros. Snap, like that. Pushing a button and now you're 1 to 1, float it. Start at 1 to 1 and see where it goes from there. Everything is moving so fast because de-dollarization. Al-Nusayri explains the new mechanism for external transfers after the platform is closed. The best part of the article is the CBI is telling us that this new strategy is normal, and is working so far. I quote, this means that the central bank has achieved a basic objective of monetary policy. Parliamentary finance, political blocs do not agree to amend Article 12 on the region's oil. HCL gets its second reading on Monday. It appears there will be serious progress on the HCL. This is a case where the title of the article does not reflect the content. I am being told if the second reading goes well, they will immediately do the third reading, then boom, we will finally have the HCL. I bought dinar at Wells Fargo 20 years ago. They stopped because they got wind of what's going on around 2012-2014, but now they don't say that it's a scam anymore because they got wind of the US Treasury's communications with them. I try to be calm, cool and collected as much as possible because I'll be honest with you, this transition, when it happens, is going to be something that everybody's going to have to deal with, and it's going to be a shock. Just like the World Bank had said to not just us, but they said to the countries of the world, be prepared for shock. They said it in writing that, hey, be prepared for shock, and when Iraq does a big move and other currencies are involved, markets will be shocked to some degree. They're bringing the budget off the shelf. I told you the budget would stay on the shelf collecting dust until they're about ready to revalue. From October 8th to now the budget did remain on the shelf collecting a whole bunch of dust. What did I tell you about January? I said January is a very critical month. Keep your eyes on it. They are now talking about pulling the budget off the shelf and getting the budget schedules approved by Parliament. Things are now finally preparing to happen and come forward because they're about ready to revalue the currency. They are de-dollarizing the whole Middle East. They are obligated to use IQD only and obligated to have a new exchange rate and currency. Foreign policy, demographic gift will make Iraq a global economic power with Washington's help. I guess they can't get it over there, pretty valuable. The brother said they have pallets of the smaller bills there in the vault, but they haven't released them yet to anyone. I guess he could get in serious trouble if they found out he took this picture. Frank, so I'm understanding this correctly, your friend who's a contractor, his interpreter has a friend at a bank and he took a picture and he smuggled them out and he gave them to your friend and your friend gave them to you. Sender, exactly. Frank, it had 3 qualifications, but the one that got me was the packaging. What's that? Note, underneath it, photo of the known 250 and 500 dinar notes. Frank, I don't know what that is. Where did you get this? Sender, it's from a contractor in Iraq. Frank, it's not just because of the color I see there, it's the packaging that attracts my attention. Sender, my buddy said he got the pictures from his interpreter friend who goes out on patrols with him daily. The interpreter's brother works in a very small bank. He had to pay the brother 3 bottles of Old Spice cologne in order to get this picture to him. Trump's envoy on his way to Iraq. A new message to al-Sudani quote, an American envoy is expected to arrive in Baghdad, carrying direct messages from Trump about the security of the region and Iraq's role in it. Member of the Parliamentary Finance Committee, Jamal Cocker, confirmed today, Monday, that the restructuring of Rafidain and Rashid banks is a decisive step to improve Iraq's financial situation and enhance its position in the global financial system. Cocker told Al Furat news agency, restructuring the banks is very important and has many positives, as these banks have not been reviewed for many years. These measures will contribute to consolidating the national economy, and addressing some of the errors that may exist in the current financial system. He added, reforming banks will lead to their development in line with the conditions of the U.S. Federal Reserve and the SWIFT system, in addition to many international requirements that will contribute to improving the performance of the Iraqi financial sector at the global level. It is noteworthy that Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani reviewed the plan for the restructuring project of Rafidain and Rashid banks, and the technical and administrative procedures related to the project, which include a comprehensive review and structural administrative reforms with the aim of providing integrated banking services to citizens and companies. He explained that the completion rate of the project to restructure Rafidain Bank has reached its final stages, stressing that it will enter into force within the next few days, within the framework of a plan that has been studied and implemented according to the established standards and specifications. The head of the Parliamentary Finance Committee, Atwan al-Atwani, confirmed today, Monday, that the 2025 budget's priorities include securing salaries and governing expenses. Al-Atwani's office stated in a statement received by Al-Maluma agency, the latter chaired an expanded meeting of the Parliamentary Finance Committee with the senior staff in the Ministry of Finance to review and discuss a number of financial files and issues. He hosted the directors of accounting, budget and public debt in the Ministry of Finance, files on the size of spending and available liquidity, the problem of delayed financing, and the percentage of the budget deficit. He added, the meeting discussed the financial situation in the country and ways to overcome the challenges facing the country's financial policy, the latest preparations for preparing the 2025 budget schedules, and the mechanisms and plans to ensure the financing of salaries and governing expenses during this year. He pointed out that the meeting reviewed the file of the external and internal public debt, where the size of the debt was reviewed, whether inherited from the time of the former regime, or that which was resorted to after 2003 through external and internal loans, and the mechanisms of its repayment.